This is Channel 13, KIMO-TV, Anchorage, Alaska, and then it's time now for KIMO Evening News for this Saturday, April 1st, 1972. Here now, Peter Wiggins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and here's what's happening. In Inverness, Scotland, Scottish police intercepted a truck heading for England on this April Fool's Eve with a green and scaly creature found dead in Loch Ness, home of a legendary monster. Our team of English zoologists claimed to have found the thing 18 feet long and weighing 1.5 tons off the shore of the Scottish Lake Friday morning. They bundled it into a small truck and headed for the base at the Flamingo Park Zoo in Scarborough Coastal Resort in northeast England. But the Fisher police stopped the truck in 1933 after the problem improvement in the removal and identified creatures of Loch Ness. The body was taken to nearby Dunfermline for examination. Some described it as looking like a bear with scales and a claw-like flippers. Others called it a cross between a seal and wasp. Don Robinson, director of the Flamingo Park Zoo, said, "I always been skeptical about the Loch Ness monster, but this is definitely a monster. No doubt about that. From the reports I've heard, no one has ever seen anything like it before. A fishy, scaly body with a massive head and big protruding teeth." Robinson said to members that the team thought that the monster had been dead for 2 or 3 days. Skeptics suggested that the creature might have been dumped into the water to fool the zoologists at the lake in cooperation with the Loch Ness Phenomena Investigation Bureau. Roderick McKenzie, a 23-year-old Inverness music, said, "I touched it and put my hand in my mouth. It's real all right. I thought it would look like a half bear and half seal. Green in color with a horrific head-like and bear with flat ears. I was shocked. Ever since the early 1930s, tales of the Loch Ness monster have attracted scientists and tourists. Thousands of people over the years have claimed to have a scaly creature present from the depths of flicking and making like head and zipping like roll lumps and a snake-like head."
Heather, as you know, in every community
there are no falls in Alaska legislature this year. Fallen in a sonorous extended invocation to Reverend Clearlight, not one House member, as acting on a heavy calendar that included bills laden with purple plenty. The phony calendar invitation made on April Fool's Day was prepped by the young politicians who have considered much of the legislature stuff in an ad hoc committee. Among the bills were proposals that emerged from a free conference committee of freaks considered it a public weight of a joke.
These guys do every day. Take on a burning building and
the first measure was an enact-funded and feasibility study to look into the procurement to pays for
that just didn't happen, so and we know that
bald eagles.
Yards from the firehouse inside.
Last April Fool's Day, which actually was a business day here, shiny-pated State Senator C.R. Lewis, Republican in Anchorage, sported a long hair wig. But this year, Lewis said that April Fool's Day is off. We are not even going to be in session. Other items on the funny agenda made reference to sea mammals, Mike Gravel, and a Pentagon papers, sex laws, Xerox machine used by long ears, oil company conservationists, and exemption for ITT campaign contributions. Among the points bills were active among authorizing use of the office equipment of party regulars, relating to reimbursing the oil companies for the rights to the North Slope and preserving it in Alaska's beauty. Requested Sierra Club, relating to the building local service roads department to all points in Alaska. Requested Representative Jelimar Kirchhoff, Democrat of Palmer. Divided into the legislature budget in equal parts of the urban and rural areas and adjourned by Rules Committee and the request of the governor. Abolition sex laws with a unanimous to-pass recommendation of the Extra Affairs Committee. U.S. Senator Mike Gravel said Friday that the arrangements have been made to the transfer of Wildwood Air Force Base to the Alaska Federation of Natives this summer for the use of the educational site. The Alaska Democratic said consultations this week with AFN. President Don McKenna, borough officials in the Air Force and Interior Development spokesman said it resulted in an agreement which was finalized on Friday. He said transfer to a 4,300-acre, $18 million facility which is arranged under provisions of the Native Land Claims Settlement Act and showed that the claims settlement will benefit at all Alaskans. The Air Force said an economy move is scheduled to abandon its base near Kenai June 30th. Gravel said the military has agreed to maintain that facility for an additional 18 months while the AFN, in cooperation with the state, Kenai Borough, and federal agencies develops one of the several optional educational programs. Gravel said when the native rule required under the Claims Act is completed, the base will be transferred to one of the 3 groups: the Cook Inlet Regional Corporation and the Kenai Natives, the Salmonoff Natives. The transfer, he said, will be effected on the native land claims selection rights with 150 acres in an improved area going along with the deal. In addition, Gravel said the Economic Development Administration would provide a $100,000 technical assistance grant to provide the AFN, with the borough providing an additional $25,000 to organize an educational effort. The senator said the various involved parties will have until midsummer to advise the educational program.
They want to chase through 5 towns.
Westport, Connecticut. Author Clifford Irving said he is busily writing a book about Howard Hughes, the biography caper that he was having made his fortune, but in sending me later to a prison cell. And a rented Ramblin' Woods shingled home about 50 miles north
and injuries.
from New York City. Irvin has completed 40,000 words of an expected 120,000 word manuscript. The title of this book, he said in an interview Friday, is the book about the book. We're bound in the popular title. With Irvin and the 10-womb mouse and his wife Edith, 46, Edith now 36, and Richard Susskind, 41, his researcher, the persons who joined the offer in the hoax to dupe McGraw-Hill Incorporated public short of $750,000. Irvin and Susskind admitted that they fabricated interviews with the eccentric billionaire by taking turns in the role of Hughes and sessions with a tape of a tape recorder to the Spanish island of Ibiza, where they maintain houses. At Ibiza, Spain. Miss Susskind and her son, Raphael, 6, and Irvin's 2 sons also live in a home here. Mrs. Susskind came in the United States 10 days ago, does most of the cooking. The Susskinds were busy during the interview.
Allowing companies to hide.
They started until June 15th, the day before. Edith and Susskind are scheduled to sentence and federal state charges of conspiracy and grand larceny. Irvin said he has under great pressure to complete the new book. In addition to money he owes McGraw-Hill, most of which is still intact, patent in Switzerland and New York City, Irvin figures that it owns a total of $1.5 million in possible court fines, lawyer fees, and expenses, and other debts. I expected to be in debt for a long, long time, the 41-year-old writer said. Irvin said he still does not have a publisher, but he added there are several who are interested in buying Sun 9, but we never thought that we were doing this crime. Now looking back, I guess there was never anyone as dumb as naive we are. The concept that the president, the 3 of them, face up to 13 years and a total of $11,000 in fines. It's never far from his thoughts. The lanky, grey-clad officer said, "If I wake up on a good morning, I think I'll get 1 year in suspense, and instead of a bad morning, I think I will get 5 years, but who knows? It's up to the judge. I regret it all, particularly for Edith and my sons, and I've go to jail, and she's here in Switzerland to face similar charges that we have to farm our sons to friends, and it's a tragic situation." With that in mind, Irvin was asked to what he was thinking when he started on literary venture. "I wasn't thinking he'd talk. You can repeat it in spades. It was thinking of him when I would have started it all."
Down your spine, doesn't it? Among the Red Sox there today, Johnny Gomes.
Alaska Methodist University came close to end in the short-term financial crisis, but further from winning the war Friday. In Juneau, a bill authorizing the sale of the part of the AMU campus sailed through the House without a dissented vote. Proceeds from the proposed $2 million, 197 acre sale would provide AMU with enough money to pay off its heavy debts and keep its doors open until fall. But the university suffered a setback during a long-term solution to the financial predicament when the House Finance Committee voted to sit tight on the bills to authorize state tuition grants for the AMU students. The funded measure would give students at AMU, Seneca, Sheldon, and Jackson College to the same state subsidy they would have received if they were attending the University of Alaska. The actual payment ranging in from as high as $1,400 a year in Anchorage will be derived from a complex formula stretching the tuition paid by University of Alaska students from the total cost of education of state students. Representative Tom Fink, Republican of Northridge, called the grant legislation philosophically dead and predicted that the AMU would be out of business that fall. But House Speaker Gene Kess later retorted on top of the pronouncement that a minority member of the Finance Committee who acquit many education measures merely means too much. In the vote on releasing the tuition bill from the committee showed Fink and Democrats Andy Warwick of Fairbanks and Robert Dion of Valdez and Robert Dillman of Valdez opposed. In favor of the bill were Finance Chairman George Hallman of Bethel and Chuck Tegram of Unaclete, and both Democrats and Josh White. Democrat of Anchorage offered no recommendation. 4 votes would have been needed to pass the bill to committee. Instead, Fink said unless guests can hate unless some trades are made, but false kids that he said guests is bound and determined to pry the bill out of the Finance Committee, but he wouldn't make it heard in such a one sort of another in view of the strong opposition from the committee. The short-term answer for AMU, the land sale bill, which the House will now pass in the Senate. There is the measure of a dependent before the Senate Finance Committee, which has escalated the Department of the Interior of the sales legal, the federal government granted the land to private school under a non-profit educational purposes patent. Meanwhile, AMU officials plan to apply to Juneau on Tuesday for a hearing that the bill will be related to legislation before the committee. Friday, AMU President John O. Picton declined to comment on the committee's action on Fisk comments, but Dork V. Mitchell, director of the university's governmental program, and called the committee developments regrettable. He had aired in the news with something like a shock.
To bring people together.
Mayor said that we don't know what we regarded as a necessary final action by the committee. The world Friday Tuesday meeting was still on halfway to the time they will move to a different action. Cassie didn't adopt it, but a final decision will be reached before the members of the committee that have a chance to consider the testimony of the AMU Board of Trustees. Fink predicting that the land sale will keep the school open for August 31st after the day predicted that the AMU will keep and attempting successfully to arrange for the takeover by some outside organization. So I think that Fiskett said that he'll have to sit down with the University of Alaska Board of Regents to negotiate a merger of some kind and hopefully he retains somebody that may be a special high-class liberal arts college along that line. I certainly think
their lives to save others.
He said that by September 1st I will be part of the University of Alaska. South Central Highway engineer Jack Spake said Friday that a 52-volume compilation of the Anchorage Metropolitan Area Transportation Study (AMTS) testimony will be available to the Department Monday. He said that the document contained 53% available testimony into the plan for 6 transportation corridors, possibly for freeway construction. In Juneau Friday, the State House rejected a bill giving the Anchorage veto power over the route and highways such as the AMTS ban. That story is on page 2. That figure of 53% and there's a lot of lies. Leo Hamas, president of the Parks and Recreation Council, after hearing enough Spake's approval. It could have possibly be that high. Hardly a dozen people testified in favor of that hearings. 2 public hearings were held earlier than year on the commercial ban, one conducted by the State Highway Department and at the members of the legislature. The vast majority of these appearances before the hearings demand that the AMTS however that a number of groups, notably the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce, circulated material solicited within commending the support of the study. Spake said that the document contained between 800 and 900 statements from individuals and groups that will be made available on free of charge. Saigon, South Vietnamese troops abandoned 4 more major bases around the demilitarized zone earlier today, but they claimed a series of victories in their battles along the northern frontier and the 4th and Journal Central Highlands. A company from the Saigon Command claimed 37 northern Vietnamese soldiers were killed, while 7 Vietnamese losses put at 5 dead and 41 wounded, but a field report shows 7 Vietnamese losses higher than that was being reported officially in Saigon. Without the fence thrown at a court test Friday, Governor Willie Egan's reform plan was put off the week to accommodate the filing of more legal arguments. Anchorage Superior Court Judge Edward Davis ordered a flock of Republican legislators and Assistant Attorney General Richard Gurnett to return next Friday. The case headed eventually to the Alaska Supreme Court, summoned to a temporary halt today when it was announced the state planned to draw up an expanded request that Davis issue a summary judgment. At the same time, the principal plaintiff, Anchorage Senator Cliff Quell, said he would plan a smaller document. Atlanta Republican in charge that the governor's plan is unconstitutional. No oral argument were presented Friday as Davis seen grand rules for the battle ordered both parties to submit the request on Friday in the West. Expected that affidavits would be reached to the court early next week. In fact, the summary judgment request would be Davis to issue no opinion without hearing and time-consuming testimony. Nevertheless, extreme urgency of the law. The judge said that he would, and the Supreme Court would be proven by the resolve the matter before May 1st deadline of the final of the state primary elections. Davis said he first learned that he would provide, and in the case 8 days ago when he if you're tortured from a vacation, I read about the thing in the newspapers.
And I think it took a lot of people by surprise.
In addition to the time, Nina Ferreira review. A crowded court calendar could play have a quick judgment on the case, he said. Davis said he first on the chair after English Supreme Court Judge Ralph Mooney was removed March 17 on preliminary challenge by a plaintiff, Senator Don Young, Republican, Fort Yukon. Young's affidavit of disclosure claimed Moody, a longtime friend of Egan, would be unable to give a fair and impartial treatment in the case.
She began training for a job as a code enforcer that brought her...
All that the sports after this commercial break here on the KIMO Evening News. Here.
She was in training, and that's when they found it when he came back.
So she never went into a house on her own, unsupervised?
To my knowledge, no.
And just how much confidence does the new mayor now have in the city's hiring system?
It caught this case, and it did what it was supposed to do.
Carpenter wasn't arraigned until 3 weeks ago. Boston City Hall got wind of it and immediately put her on paid leave at the higher salary until today, when her alleged exploits made the news, and that's when she resigned. In Quincy, Jen Wu, WCVB News.
Blow Me Down Sale! Sugar Meat Timbers. The March winds are blown in great parts of the everything store. Don't miss this great sale to start the building season in wood glitters. 15% off. Cordon Cantilever 15% off. Antique kits 15% off. Econo paneling $3.99. And Lufkin 25-inch steel tapes at $5.69, and US plywood particle board and shelving sale $3.53 each, and sale $4.07 each at 16 inches. And this to get it at Fair Builder Supply, 44th and Minnesota Thruway at 279-8611 and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Saturday at Fair Builder Supply at 44th and Minnesota Thruway in Anchorage, Alaska.
So, you're thinking about planting a tree?
Roger.
Remember, when you dig a hole for this tree, you have to dig safely. Even a small, shallow hole can be a risk if you don't know where the underground utilities are located. First, pre-market.
Alright, on to the sports.
Dig safe.
And it is brought to you by
In advance. Remember, utility companies mark where their lines are. For more information,
Bennett Builder Supply.
go to digsafe.com.
In Dallas, Major League Baseball players made good on their strike threat Friday and called a walkout to begin Saturday. It could delay next week's scheduled opening in the 1972 season. The first full-scale baseball strike in baseball history was ordered by 47-0 vote of player representatives in an alternate fund in a 4.5-hour meeting. For Robert Miller, executive director of the Major League Baseball Players Association, there was one absentation. This is agreement that treat the players and club orders over pension benefits. The players felt that they had instead struggled to face a recent statement by Uncle St. Bush, Jr. president of the St. Louis Cardinals, that the ones would be not consuming and never.
And Heather, Rolling Stone magazine is not sugarcoating.
The sent to the pension plan. Saturday's 12 scheduled exhibition games were called off at the resolution of the anticipated reached. Miller said among the countries was a charity contest between the Baltimore's and Atlanta Braves and Birmingham, Alabama. That would have raised $30,000 for crippled children. We're closing up.
But even the state's
There are no more practice sessions, no ticket sales, no nothing. I thought we had a better rapport with our plan than this, but I guess that's just not better hard. That's our law working for them. And they just followed whatever they tell us to do, said Stu Holcomb, executive vice president of Chicago White Sox. Gary Peters, the player representative of the Boston Red Sox, said the players were forced to do what they did. If we had got any other way, we would have ruined our association. We would like to think the owners will believe in any serious. Now, we went over one of the alternatives. Miller said there were a lot of questions concerning the average fan. There'll be a lot of pressure on the ball players from the fans, but we don't think that they have ever been fully informed of what we are against. Peters, a man instructed by his teammates to vote for a mid-May strike, whether the Red Sox were one few teams into the vote, and obviously into the strike. To give all vote for the strike was 6-3-10 with 2 abstentions. Mills said the strike could have been terminated only they needed in the following circumstances. If a settlement is reached with the owners, and the owners agreed to submit the dispute to more final arbitration by any prominent person and non-administration with either side. Mills said that he talked with John Kebre, president of the owners, and told them of the strike action. He indicated he would like to see me tomorrow, Saturday morning in New York. And Miller said I get a transportation, I would meet him even in my office or his office. In New York, Kebre said it was the owner's intention to continue to talk with the association in good faith and hope that this dispute could be speedily resolved. It was not immediately known what the striking players would be doing on Saturday.
Inland just a little ways. Temperatures were
Disbelief, disappointment, and disgust created an announcement on Friday the intended strike by the Major League Baseball Players Association.
37.
I can't believe it, said Boston Red Sox infielder Danny Cater. I never thought it would have come to this. We're just sick about the strike vote, said Stu Holcomb, executive vice president of the Chicago White Sox. Caught the Fisker Ricky catcher who made this big time with the Boston Red Sox to the spring grimace when he learned the strike vote before a night exhibition game with the Detroit Tigers of Lakeland Fort. He made no comment, just threw up in his hand in disgust. The reaction came shortly after the
These clouds will sort of act to protect
association and me announced that it would strike against Major League owners Saturday for better pension benefits for the players.
tonight.
Holcomb said in White Sox are closing up.
Associated with it.
There will be no more practice sessions, no games, no ticket sales, no nothing. I thought we had a better rapport with our players.
So the forecast for tonight, partly cloudy skies. Look
Then it just a matter now. Holcomb said his team would probably give the players money to get home, but added, if I had my way, they wouldn't get anything. Jim Campbell, the general manager of the Detroit Tigers, said, we're closing down. The players have been total clean out of their lockers and take their equipment. The clubhouse would be locked in the facilities, closed to all players. We have furnished a transportation home, and if we want it, a spokesman of the Red Sox said at midnight the players are on their own. The motel rooms on the players are paid for tonight.
on Thursday, temperature-wise.
That's it. Obviously, the losers strike actually taken tonight to the Sports Fans America, said baseball commissioner Bowie Kuhn. Beyond that, I will have no statement to make at this time.
Right at the shoreline and at the Cape, this time of year, you know what it means. It means
Tokyo, former world heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali and
a real feel of spring coming into the
competition describing total dominance with his flashy dancing style, hammered Mac Foster with jolt and left jabs and won a 15-round unanimous decision Saturday. There was no knockdown in the fight. American referee J.E. Crowder scored it
temperatures right up around 50 degrees.
71-65 for Ali. Japanese Judge Takeo Ugo had it 75-67 and Judge Shiroku Sasaki of Japan tabbed at 74-65. The Associated Press scored at 73-64. Ali acted disgusted at the end of the 5th round where he failed to fulfill his predictions of 5th round knockout. There were some boos and then at the end of that fight from the New York City City crowd at the 14,500 Martial Arts Hall.
Degrees, but boom, we won.
The outcome was never accepted as Ali
right up around
flicked and chuck left jabs.
Tuesday we may cool down a little bit.
Almost and will be never appeared bothered by Foster's punches. Foster's eyes were swallowed a few times, yet said to be dazed by Ali sharp hitting. Ali weighed 226 and Foster weighed 211 3/4. The Anchorage Figure Skating Club is making its second performance expo in Wonderful World of Figure Skating tonight at the Sports Arena.
Hi everybody, welcome back again to the White House.
That shows includes skaters of all abilities at 8 p.m. Skaters from those just beginning the club's instruction program to those who have skated professionally will participate. The skaters also perform solo, pairs, and group numbers and demonstrations of figures for yourself.
Series champions. They crane their necks
as
cameras just to get a peek.
Routine. Among the featured attractions will be Snoopy and Oscar's Arctic Winter Games
The Oval Office.
figure skating team that will perform the fastest show.
Kino.
Taken for the show also available at the door from AFSC members from Phil Sankett at 277-8852 prices, $1.50 for adults and 75 cents for children under 12. The event is sanctioned by the United States Figure Skating Association.
Hello, everybody.
Detroit, the April 14th match between the Chinese and American table tennis team is sold out. In what? Okay, on the weather. Increase of cloudiness today, most cloudy tonight and Sunday. High today near 30 degrees, low tonight 5 to 15 degrees, and not looking for Monday. Partly cloudy skies. Sunrise tomorrow morning about 5:29 a.m. Sunset tonight 6:45 p.m. and high tide 8:01 p.m. and stats coming in for the KIMO Evening News on this Saturday, April 1st, 1972. Pay Wednesday be for good evening. I will see you later. Bye bye, buddy.
And this is how the selfie turned out. This is a pretty